Gary Michaud in the number 71. Artie Gate drives the number 77, and Kevin Allen in car 25. We're looking for the start. Chris Hopkins looks them over. He likes what he sees, and we're underway. Jensen gets the jump in car 45.
Number 45, Jensen dives down to the inside, gets a little bit sideways, but gathers it back in and maintains the lead. He's got lots of company up front as the field starts to stretch out.
Medevere takes over the second spot as Nappy got high into the marbles and lost some ground, but he still holds on to the number 3 spot in car 33. Off the turn they come. And on the outside group, Gene McLean starts to move up in car 97. John Mayberry in car 7 looking for an opening now. And he'll go down low on McLean looking for racing rooms. But Nappy is right in front of him. And McLean takes advantage of the pick to hold on. And sideways is Jensen. Into the wall he goes. Medevere continues to roll along. Green flag is still out. They hook bumpers. And Medevere came out of it just fine. And now contact between turns 1 and 2. And around goes the 98 of Croto. And a wheel is off.
And the wheel is up on the wall.
Bounding down into turn 2. And look out, Vinny. Vinny Soares going by.
These cars down onto the inside of the track. Green flag is out, and we're back to racing, and they were sideways again coming out. We're trying to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars come together, but everybody, no, we lost it. Welcome to the Southeast Expressway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. We're going to reduce this field in a heartbeat here, the way we're driving tonight.
Quite a few cars starting to pull away under their own power, so that's a good sign. Chuck Zentarski came out of that one with a few new little dents and wrinkles.
It seems as if when the 2 leaders got together on the front straightaway, everyone else was at racing speed and weren't able to really react to this.
Okay, we've got the good word that we're ready now for that interview. Barry Simons speaking with Vinny Soares.
Because they're going all
a long way to go. Rick Medevere is the man on the pole, and here he comes. He gets the green flag, gets down on that throttle, and leads the field across the line. Mayberry takes over the number 2 spot in car 7. Strong run so far for Mayberry, looking good. 3 wide, look out, here comes the old sandwich. And Larry Vassar somehow squeezes through in the 78 to take over the number 5 spot. Off the turn they come, and it's still Medevere. Mayberry now getting a challenge from Cliff Stakey. George Greco running right up there in car 21. And he's now being challenged by Vassar. Holds him off this time. But here comes Vassar surging back. Looking for racing room on the outside. Let's see if Vassar can do it. He pulls up closer to Greco. No, sir, no cigar that time. Off the turn, it's still Medevere with his finest run so far. Mayberry a little loose coming off 4. And that opened the door just a bit for Cliff Stakey. Stakey on the inside will hold his line and take the number 2 spot away. George Greco will follow right along behind him, and Mayberry is drop-kicked back as Vassar now takes away the number 4 spot. Mayberry hung out to dry.
Mayberry slipped off the line, and when you slip off the line, you lose the traction, and he's gone backwards from 2nd position to 6th position right now. He needs to drop back down the inside where those tires stick, but now is the first time he's had. Vassar moving very well. Stakey in the 66 car now starting to get a challenge. On the inside, Greco, the shark, leans out a little bit, wants that line.
A very aggressive move by Greco, and it pays off as he takes over 2nd place. George Greco, very, very firm move. Now he goes up a little bit high, opening the door for Larry Vassar, and Vassar's right there to move alongside Greco. Good battle for the number 2 spot now. Medevere, meanwhile, continues to roll along very nicely. Down the backstretch, sliding into the infield. It looks like Herb Bennett. As Medevere crosses the line, Vassar now holding 2nd spot. Greco running 3rd. Cliff Stakey 4th in the 66. And here comes Pim Adams running in 5th place now.
Adams, who started way back in row number 10, had to do it through the consolation race, is now up and challenging for 5th position.
Here they come, heading for the line. Medevere now sees that the boys are gaining on him. Look out.
His lead definitely starting to be reduced. Number 78, Vassar, is closing in on him. And Greco, the Shark, starting to lose a little bit of ground as the leaders stretch out on the back straightaway.
And certainly Medevere really starting to feel it now, I am sure. He knows, boy, here I am. I have a chance finally to win a race, and boy, the big guns are bearing down. Hey. It gets ever closer as Vassar now within 2 car lengths. Down the back straight, they roar. Greco still maintaining a competitive position in 3rd place.
Vassar down on the inside, looking for the hot line around. Medevere holds them off, shuts the door as they cross the stripe. Vassar really strong going into the turns, must have a little bit better brakes, is now right on the bumper. Greco sits back, waiting for a burp, waiting for something to happen so he can take over the lead. These two guys are going to go side by side in turn number 3.
Medevere doing the job of his life, holding that top spot, looking very good indeed as he maintains the lead for another lap. But here comes Vassar again. Vassar looks inside. Here he comes, making the move, forcing Medevere up on the track as he moves alongside, door handle to door handle, slower traffic in front. Wow, Gary Michaud almost got clipped on that one. As they come off turn 4, we have a new leader, Larry Vassar, crossing the line, followed by Medevere, Greco, Stakey, and Adams.
Adams right on Stakey's rear bumper. He's looking for a shot also. He made an attempt 1 lap ago, but didn't have quite enough room. Stakey now slips a little bit further out, and that slow car still on the track, so we have traffic as you enter turn number 3, but it's not affecting our leaders. Vassar now moving up on slower cars. Now this might be interesting. This is going to cause him to move around a slower car. Medevere closes back in a bit, but Larry Vassar still has the advantage. Greco falling off the pace just a bit. Stakey, number 66, on his rear bumper, now backs off 1 car length as they go into turn number 3.
13 laps now complete. Now they'll complete number 14. The passing flag displayed to Artie Gayton as Larry Vassar crosses the line. Still maintaining his edge over Medevere. Greco unable to pick up ground, and more it looks like Vassar's night as he'll come over the line, completing lap 15.
Coming up to join the fray, the number 3 car, Ethier, now within shooting distance of Bim Adams, about 3 car lengths back, and everyone seems to be settling into their pace. But as the laps tick down, you're going to see some action up front. Vassar comfortably with 3 laps, clicking off nice, smooth, consistent laps around here, has moved up around several cars to take a shot at the lead, and once he got some fresh air, he's the guy who
sideways, taps Adams. Adams somehow controls his car very, very smartly. Good job by Bim Adams as Stakey lost it on his own off turn 4. And he loses valuable ground, and you can see Stakey is pulling in and stopping. Car 66 out of the action after a good run. Vassar now completes lap 20. Caution flag.
We talked to some of the drivers last week after practice about how they position themselves.
Of course, we mentioned Zentarski, a man to be reckoned with. Here we go, looking for the restart, and we've got it. Vassar gets the jump, reassumes the lead. Does a little rim riding off turn 4 to maintain his edge as they move into turn 1.
Oh, and they're switching positions back and forth as Greco moves up, gets around Bim Adams. Adams gets a little bit wide, and the Shark just slips down on the inside. Ethier, number 3, also trying to make a run at number 16, Bim Adams.
Zentarski lost a little ground on that restart. Now he's got to work his way back again. But Vassar is a man across the line, lap 21, now complete. A correction, lap 20. We had to go back to the last completed lap, which was 19. Now lap 20 is now complete. Vassar the man, and Medevere holding on to that second spot, doing an excellent job, his best performance.
Medevere was tapped too, so he's got some sheet metal that's out that could very well affect his handling. But he's been tenacious, he's not given up 1 inch. Greco is right on his bumper, and he's been trying to put a nose underneath. If he gets his fender underneath, he'll lift him up and take over second place, but he's going to have to do it the hard way.
All right. right, Vassar maintaining his lead over Medevere, in fact building it now. And we'll now have just 3 laps to go. They string out. Zentarski not picking up ground now. He lost ground on that restart and hasn't gotten it back.
2 laps, 2 more times around. When Larry Vassar, number 78, full drywall entry, crosses the stripe.
Off the turn they come, and it's still Mr. Vassar looking good. Medevere holds second, and it's George Greco holding the number 3 spot. Bim Adams right behind him in the 16 in 4th place. Then it's Ethier in the number 3 running 5th. Chuck Zentarski in 6th place in car 8. Tony Sutton is heading for victory lane to chat with our winner, but right now it's looking good for Larry Vassar. This is the one that counts. Here he goes, final circuit. Larry Vassar building his lead over Rick Medevere. Off the 4th turn he comes, looking for the victory. Here comes Larry Vassar in car 78. Look at the battle for the number 2 spot. It's a close one, too close to call between George Greco and Rick Medevere. In any case, you got to give credit to Medevere. He ran the best race of his career, finishing either 2nd or 3rd. We'll wait for the NASCAR scorers to give us the official word on that one. In any case, Larry Vassar is the man in front doing an excellent job in taking the victory. It goes to Greco by the narrowest of margins. Greco in car 21 taking 2nd place. Medevere finishes 3rd. Bim Adams taking down the number 4 spot. We'll run down the rest of the lineup for you momentarily. Tony Sutton heading for victory lane. First, though, the mandatory inspection by our NASCAR officials before our winner pulls. Oh, he's pulling right in here. Maybe he's going to assume everything is just hunky-dory. Here. Now, here comes our winner. He's working his way around. Officially, Vassar declared the winner. Greco 2nd. 3rd place to Medevere. 4th place to Bim Adams in the 16. Ethier takes 5th place in car 3. Chuck Zentarski finishes 6th in the 8th. Then it was car 7 of Mayberry finishing 7th. The 02 of Chuck Doherty in 8th place. Renshaw in 9th place in the 06. And Herb Bennett Sr. takes down 10th place in car 64. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, our winner.
Well, as the photographers are documenting the win, we'll wait for Larry.
All right, I think Larry deserves a big hand. Ran a fine race tonight, no question.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the late model, Larry Vassar. Congratulations. That was a great ride. You were consistent. Tell me about the race. What event was there that really made this race more?
Well, the biggest thing was that crash down in turn 1. We lost a couple of the good guys that were up front, so I kind of got a break. All of a sudden, I'm running 10th, and then I'm up to 6th. And the Sabrina Pool and Racing, TA Engines, Starstruck, and Alice Barrett Chevrolet ran great. I got to get all this in. Tonight I felt real sick myself personally, and I didn't even know if I was going to make the whole race, but once I got out front, all of a sudden now I feel better. So
obviously the fresh air in front of everybody else really helped out. Well, congratulations, you did a great job. We'll let you celebrate with your crew.
Thank you.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. And there's our winner.